Hello boys and girls, and welcome to the second video of the series about how I made a lizard in Blender. In this one I will show you how I made the retopology of the lizard, and I will share with you some things I learned about retopology in general. So let's begin! Before starting, I want to share with you some study material. First of all, I suggest you to watch Zacharias Reinhardt video how to set up retopology in Blender. You will see that I will use pretty same settings, except for some values here and there. The second video I suggest you to watch is Topology Made Easy by Yanal Sosiak. Then there is another one by Yan, and it's Topology 101. Both videos contain pretty useful tips and tricks about topology. Another thing I suggest you to do is to use references that are not so easy to find if you are searching for a specific subject. But the thing you can do is going to websites that are selling models. For example, here I searched for lizard, opened the models that seemed best made and had high ratings, and watched the wireframe images. Anyway, I pinned on my Pinterest page some of the lizard wireframe image that I found here and there. You will find the link in the description. The last thing I discovered recently, and I'm still reading this book, is Topology Workbook by Pushing Points, and I think it's pretty useful to understand topology and to learn some tips and tricks about retopology. You can find it on Gumroad or on Amazon. You will find the links to all the stuff I talked about here in the video description, and let's begin! So, I started by adding a base plane. Then I added a subdivision surface modifier and a mirror modifier. I set the subdivision surface modifier to simple and then augmented a bit the subdivision's value. Then I changed the mirror axis to Y and added the shrink wrap modifier. I set my high poly lizard as target and then set the offset value to 0.002, but you can set it as you prefer. Then I activated the keep above surface option. Then I switched to the edit mode, activated the snap to faces option, snap onto itself option, and project individual elements on the surface of other objects option. And I just started to extrude vertices, trying to keep a clean topology based on quads, avoiding to have n-gons and triangles, and trying to avoid too much density. In this video I forgot to activate the screencast keys, so I'm going to show you the shortcuts I used before keep going on with the time-lapse. Obviously there is E to extrude, R to rotate, and grab to grab your vertices or edges and move it around. Another way you can extrude stuff is by holding Ctrl and mouse clicking. If you have two separate faces, you can join the vertices by selecting them and pressing F, and then If you want to create a face, you can, instead of selecting each vertex, you can select the first one and then pressing Ctrl, select the last one. In this way, it will automatically select all the vertices in between. Then simply press F. Press Ctrl R to add new loop cuts and scroll the mouse wheel to decide the number of loop cuts to add. If you want to move your edge along the existing geometry, you can do it by pressing double G. If you need to add a vertex and an edge, like in this case, you can do it by pressing K.
The time to decide has come and gone. Just give me a chance, we can carry on. I made my choice, these drums of your voice, they run through my head as I remember the day. Stay in this moment. Fill the frame. They say we're lost without aim. Today the stars will be red. Soon blue will guide us instead. I look at stars fill the frame. They say we're lost without aim. Today the stars will lead right. Soon blue will guide us instead. I look at stars fill the frame. They say we're lost without aim. Today the stars will lead right. Soon blue will guide us instead. Catch this one out never too late to admit when you're on. Turn a new leaf, see a new dawn. The time to decide has come and gone. Just give me a chance, we can carry on. I've made my choice, these drums of your voice, they run through my head as I remember the day. Stay in this moment.
Now that I'm watching again my own video, I think that I exaggerated a bit with the head density. Now, if I would redo everything, I think that I would reduce it. And I also think that the part where I will start to do the retopology will be the mouth and the eyes. This would make all the process easier. At this point I came across an angon, so I had to get rid of. There are several ways to do this, and most of them require to delete or add an edge loop. In this case, my mesh had pretty high density, so I decided to delete one. When you're modeling, the best thing to do is having a quad-based mesh, and to avoid having angons or triangles in your geometry. This is because they can cause some issues when a mesh is deformed, rendered, or smoothed. When I did the hand, it was a big mess. I extruded too many vertices, then I tried to fix it, ended up with a horrible geometry full of trees and angons. Then I came back, redid everything, and the poly count was still too much in my opinion. So what I'm going to do is to show you how would I do it now that I have a bit more experience about retopology. I will also show you a trick that I recently learned about it. So let's see this trick that helped me to speed up retopology of fingers especially. So first of all, make sure that the vertices around your finger are even numbered. In this case, I think that 4 vertices are okay. So what I'm going to do is to extrude the front part. and then the back part. I will join them on the top of my finger. In this way we have a quad on the top of our finger, or 2 quads depending on the number that you choose for the vertices around your finger. What we are going to do is to select the middle edge of the new quad we are going to fill and just press F. What we have is that it fills automatically, and then in the end it selects the other edge at the bottom of our quad. So if we press F another time, it will fill again automatically. And we can do this every time we have a form like this. At the end, we can just add the edge loops to our finger if we think that it's necessary. Now you can see that the vertices that are around the finger aren't even numbered. In fact, there are 5. This means that when we will finish to retopologize our finger, the polygon that we will have at the end of the finger will be a triangle or an hexagon, and we obviously don't want it. So what we're gonna do? If you don't have time to fix everything, just make sure that your hexagon or triangle is on the top of the finger, because this area will be not so noticeable. Obviously, if you have time, it's better to fix the mesh and make sure that you get rid of all hexagons and triangles you have. Like I said before, to get rid of the hexagons or triangles, the best way is by deleting an edge loop and then move the edges around until you have a good geometry. I messed a bit up also with the feet fingers, so I'm going to skip this part. For the tail, I think that it would be better if I would use the same technique I showed you on the fingers. That means that I had to extrude only 2 loops and then just add new edge loops at the end. At this point, we came to the end of this video, and obviously if you know a faster or a better way to do retopology, if you have some techniques to share and stuff like this, please write it in a comment below the video. It could help me and other people watching the video to improve and get better. And if you guys are interested in things like references and other stuff I talked about at the beginning of the video, you will find the links in the description. You will also find some links where you will be able to purchase my retopologized, rigged and textured lizard. So thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye bye!